Welcome back, MTG Joe here, and we're going to be playing some brews today. I hit Mythic with Teamer Elementals, so I'll probably play some other decks on the Mythic ladder. Testing this one out now, kind of in anticipation for M21. This is a Cat Tribal deck. It is black-white right now, but I'd probably make it Abzan in the new set because you get the Lords to make the deck a little bit more better and consistent. So we are playing Kaheera as our companion. With the new companion rules, you will have to pay 3 mana to get into the hand. We're also playing a Kaheera in the main board as well. But otherwise, we're playing cats. We have Charmed Stray, Garrison Cat, Cat Oven. If you're playing Cat Tribal, you got to play the best cat in the format. Some Ajani Pridemates. You have Lifelink coming from the Cauldron Familiar and the Charmed Stray. You also have Lurrus, which we're playing 3 of. It is a cat. It is a nightmare. It can cast any of these cards from the graveyard afterwards. You also have Necropanther. So there's a mutate sub-theme to the deck. Necropanther can get back basically anything you see here from the graveyard, from creature-wise. You have the Kaheera. Some Icon of Ancestries is something I want to try out. I played this deck a bit just in for play stream. Or the play rank. Took down Teamer Wreck, took down Bant Ramp, but I found that it lacked some card advantage for the long games. This also serves as a lord for our creatures. Cubwarden is another card. Mutates for 4 and lets you create 2 additional cats. Some Snapdax. So we're black-white. There's a couple red sources to hardcast this, but for the most part, you're going to be mutating this. So some of those, it's a dinosaur, cat, nightmare, shepherd, whatever you want to call it, and then some cat daddies, Ajani, strength of the prides on the top end. Basically just creating more copies of Ajani's Pridemate. Mana base wise, pretty simple, black-white lands, and then 1 Sacred Foundry and 4 Savai Triomes just to hit the red there. In the sideboard, some Duress versus Control, Soul Guide versus Graveyard, Devout Decree, red and black decks, Noxious Grasp for Bant, Stompy, stuff like that. 3 Gideons versus Control, and then some Heliod's Intervention versus like Wreck and stuff like that. So let's fire it up, see how it goes. 1369. We'll play a couple of unranked, see how it plays out, and if it is good, then we'll play some ranked games with it. Alright, so more spoilers are coming out for M21. I've started to brew some decks on my Aether Hub page. You can catch them there. Similar to past seasons or past sets, I will do some quick deck techs featuring each of the decks. In anticipation, I'll be playing in the early streamer event. So if you want to get a feel as to kind of what the decks I'll be playing, you can do that. If there's any suggestions of archetypes, decks you'd like to see, do let me know. I think because we have 2 tap lands in this hand, I'm going to lead on the Temple here. I'm going to keep the other Charmed Stray. So I'm going to go Pridemate here, and then the following turn I can go, this is Bant, so this is worse against if they have Teferi, but if they don't, next turn I can go Charmed Stray and Cauldron Familiar. This looks to be Bant Ramp, yeah. They always have Teferi.
Let's slow this down. Don't worry, I got this.
So I think based on that, let's go. Let's do this. And then next turn I can go Cauldron Familiar and Charmed Stray. Play this into play tap. And then I can follow it up with the Ajani the following turn. Cubwarden's also nice. So they don't have Shatter up necessarily. So I'll play this out. This puts another counter on the Charmed Stray. They might have like Sharknado. So making this a 3 power will be reasonable. I go Omen. So yeah, I have Mono Red Cavalcade with that new like 6-drop that gets reduced in cost. I have Jun Liliana with like Terror of the Mount Peak, kind of like a mid-rangey shell. Teamer Ugin, have that going. Okay, so they can't make a token here. They can Brazen Boar or something, but it's fine. So let's do this. Getting Teferi off the battlefield will help. Next turn I'll probably just Cubwarden onto like the Cauldron Familiar. What else did I do? I think I did cats already. There's not that many good dogs. Like even to do Naya cat dog, it's a little at odds because a lot of the lords don't buff each other. Okay, so for this turn, I think we go Cubwarden. You know what? Let's do Ajani.
Everything will be fine if we stand. True friends always stand.
And then I can follow it up. I want to keep this in hand because if they do board wipe, then I can play like this out and then mutate on top of it. That can pop and kill these 3 things. So we'll see if they do that. Okay, so it's actually good they do that main phase. Actually wouldn't mind drawing like an Uro. Okay, so we have Garrison Cat as well. So you're 4 mana to mutate. So let's go Pridemate here.
My pride grows stronger.
Garrison Cat. Mutate here. I think we get back the Familiar here because it gets a point of life. They're 1 off from escaping Uro. If they board wipe here, I get to draw a card. Okay, so they can bring back Uro now. They can make these big enough that they can attack through Uro.
Only time will tell.
So if I mutate here, it keeps the effect. So Tameo as well.
Like the phases of the moon,
See if they name Shatter.
I find my notes helpful.
Okay, so they do have the Shatter. So if that's the case,
Friendship.
it's plus here. I don't really want to commit these to the board. I'd rather follow up with these. So I think because they have to decide if they want to block here. I want to take Tameo off the battlefield.
Our time together is finished.
And then I think we just do this turn. No sense of adding more to the board. We know they have the Shatter in hand. So they can take an attack, gain some life. They're not going to Shatter. Shatter. It's annoying. I was hoping to use the Ajani here. Okay, so we got Icon. So I think this turn I do Charm Stray. Witch's Oven's probably fine. It could start letting me loop things. Just lets me rebuild my board. This blocks Nisa pretty well, but they can bring back Uro, which is a little annoying.
I question this outcome.
This matchup's usually pretty tough. They have a lot of removal in the form of like board wipes and ECD.
Be wary of the ground you walk on.
I think what we just do is Kaheera this turn. And Pridemate. They can... I guess they can't do that. They're short of blue. So they get back something. To Fairy I'll likely bounce. Oh, they just have another ECD. Tough bounce ECD, recast it, get rid of Kaheera.
No, I am not making this up as I go.
That one hurts. Because the problem is with Tef, they're just going to rebounce this. I need like Lurrus maybe.
The land fights for us.
Just get this going. Next turn I can Icon in that. If I can maybe get this Pridemate big enough in the interim. So bait with the oven. This lets me refill my hand at least. So I can't kill both lands if they double block, so we're gonna have to wait a turn. $27 cards. Kept one on top. These Uros are gonna be a problem. Bring in Soul Guide Lantern post board, Noxious Grasp. Don't have enough to escape it back, but just block here. Nisa's also threatening ultimate.
Let's try this. I can no longer stand.
Yeah, so I'm kind of testing. I wanted to play cat. I saw like this kind of style deck with cats, so I wanted to give it a shot. I'll add in green once M21 comes out for the Lord. But seeing what kind of strategies can be reasonable. dead here. The Conquer's Death, bounce with Teferi, Conquer's Death was a little bit too much to come back from. They hit 3 of our good cards there.
Behold, nature's true power.
They're hitting us for 10 there. Okay, so we have Cubwarden. Maybe jank them out. Nisa can pop for ultimate. I get back to Fairy. This bounces Cubwarden. Yeah, we're dead. Alright, so this matchup, the Noxious Grasps, Duress, Soul Guideline turn. Probably want Gideon in this matchup as well, I would say. Coming out, I don't think Pridemate's good in this matchup. We saw it get bounced quite a few times there, so investing in it is not the best. 6 cards to cut. The Kaheera main's fine. Necropanther's fine. Probably Snapdax is okay. This kind of creates more. Garrison Cat leaves a body behind. I want to cut the ovens. Oven could kind of play around, but maybe we just cut the ovens here because I want to keep this top end. Just go like that. No, but I feel like we jank them out that way. Creature card with CMC 3 or less. You had power. Yeah, I think we get rid of the ovens. We're not like a dedicated sack deck, so we're not as invested in it. At least like these scale up, they have lifelink. Because we don't dig to cat that well. It's more just a novelty. I think I might cut the cat oven completely, to be honest. Can probably try this. I think we maybe want more removal main. Because we don't really interact with the opponent's board. Hey, I'm doing well, Packers fan. How about yourself? Thanks for stopping by. Waiting on our opponent here to decide if they want to mull. Because if we if we can free up 8 spots if we take out the cat oven, put in some Heartless Acts, maybe another Anthem style effect, or then Stonecoil Serpent, because Stonecoil works with Kaheera, right? No, it doesn't. So maybe we cut Kaheera as our companion, play 2 in the main board. And run it like that. Because Stonecoil is good protection when we're mutating our cats. Opponent might have got disconnected here. Charm Stray, go. So if we don't draw 2-drop, we play Temple. Because you can do Cat, Elemental, Dinosaur, Beast. So we'll see. Cat Oven might be too cute for this deck. Yeah, I think opponent got disconnected here. Give them a shot, see if they come in. If not, we'll tweak the deck. So a lot of these brews, like stuff like this, play out a couple games, see how they go. This has been pretty good, like when you can have Anthem effects for it. It being a 3/5 for 4 that brings 2 bodies. Yeah, opponent got disconnected. Okay, so I think we do want some removal main. Like not having an out to Uro felt pretty bad. So I'm thinking if we cut you. There's Twilight Panther. Zombie Cat with Menace. 2/1 First Striker. We're scraping the barrel here. So we can probably go up another one of you. Brings back these ones. Let's go Heartless Act. Has some removal. Actually, because if we do this, we play Kaheera main. Then I can just do 4 Stonecoil. And then that works nice with all these mutate threats because it's got protection, scales well to the late game. This puts counters, this puts counters, this puts counters. Okay, and then I free up a sideboard slot where I can go up another Noxious Grasp. Actually, probably want another Duress. No, probably Grasp. Grasp's more flexible against the Stompy matchups. Okay, Mutate Cat Part 2. Let's give it a shot. Yeah, so what we're playing here is black-white with the faintest of red splashes for Snapdax. When M21 comes out, we'll be playing Abzan for the Lord, the 3-mana, give your cats +1/1. So this hand's pretty slow. So I'm going to mulligan. Okay, we'll keep this hand. I think we just put Savai back, scry on 1. So the red is in here just in the fringe chance you need to cast Snapdax. I think what we do is Stonecoil for 3 against Teamer, and then Cubwarden on top of it. So this can get Dragon Fired, which of course they have. Feels bad. So next turn we'll Stonecoil for 4. Let's thin out our deck a bit more. This could be Mystical Dispute. Neutralize. Opponent is not here to have fun with. Drawing a good number of lines as well. It's not as much value. Yeah, wreck. No value Cubwarden here. They have another counter. Brazen Borer. What do you got, Rec Player? Cycles for 2. So I prefer to have like another creature. I don't particularly want to do Cubwarden on top of a Cubwarden. Not much value to be had there. Drawing a ton of lands here. Just go with this. 5 toughness is kind of that spot where they won't have stuff like Storm's Wrath to hit it. Snapdax would be very good for us right now. Kaheera, also pretty nice. Ancestry. Here's a Charm Stray for you. I think we just hold the land, make it seem like we have something. So I can Necropanther for no value, but then it creates a bunch of 1/1s. Which maybe we do. It wasn't lethal. I would have been able to put 2 more points of damage, but see how it goes from here. Okay, we take those around here. So this is a Duress matchup. Heliod's, Soul Guide, and probably Noxious Grasp. So let's see what we want to take out here. Probably get rid of the Heartless Axe. Noxious Grasp's more flexible. Is it? Probably not, to be honest. Heartless Act is probably preferred. 7 cards to cut. I'll trim a Lurrus. I'll trim a Necropanther. Kaheera's good. Snapdax could probably come out in this matchup. Like Icon. Kaheera serves as an anthem. Ajani is okay because it buffers our life total. Heliod's intervention, maybe just trim 1. Maybe just trim 2 Stonecoils. Or maybe the cats. Stonecoil's a little bit more flexible. Let's do Garrison Cat. Or just get rid of Necropanther. Let's do it like that. Or get rid of Pridemate if they have bounce here. Nah, I think we keep it like this. Try it out. Stonecoils, it can block Uro well. And it has reach, so it can also block the sharks. Little light on land, but we're on the draw. Do I want to Stonecoil? No, I think we wait. Hopefully draw another land next turn. Lets me go Kaheera. not ideal. Hoping for untapped. So either way, this is going to get hit by Storm's Wrath if they have it. It's obviously worse if they have Flame Sweep. Yeah, just go Brazen Borer. So it means they don't have a wipe. This can block Brazen Borer at least. So here, let's just kill the Night Pack. That actually makes it easier for us, because then we don't have to decide if we want to play out a 3-drop. Okay, I can mutate Cubwarden. I think what we do, let's just mutate here. If they Flame Sweep, I still get the body that comes into play. They can bounce it, but I still get the body that comes into play. Ideally, like land. The fact they have Scorching Dragonfire is a bit annoying because it doesn't let me recast any of these things with Lurrus. So this means if they Shark for 4, it's not enough, so I'm not going to give them the option to get a free block here if they want a Sharknado. Now that this is at 4 power, we're okay. We have Ambusher. Be a scry. So I can Lurrus. I think we want to get rid of the Wilderness Wreck though, because like I could Lurrus Stonecoil and then cast this. Let's do this. And then next turn, what I can do is Lurrus, get back Ajani's Pridemate, and then Cubwarden will at least get some value there. Don't have enough yet to escape Uro. Ripping another Cubwarden would be good. Same with Necropanther if we draw it. Icon's good. How about a Scry land, friend? So doing this pre-combat because we have the lifelink. Okay, and get rid of Lurrus. Can bring Uro back next turn. So we do need some action off the top. Ajani would be okay. Honestly, even like another soul guy, Stonecoil Serpent, just because it can go through. Cubwarden would be great. Throw that on the Stonecoil, just make a big boy. Heartless Act, get rid of the Uro. I can pump that up. Okay, so we have a Ajani. So Ajani makes... I think we make another Ajani's Pridemate.
When evil arises, I will be there to confront it.
They don't have enough to put it on 4, so let's just make a Pridemate this turn.
I am proud of those who walk beside me.
Actually, if I plus this, I could have... No, I still would have been short from exiling their board. Next turn I plus, I gain 5 life. This gets bigger, this gets bigger. Interesting that they didn't plus the blast zone. I think we do this and then hope that we draw like Soul Guide Lantern. Okay, Lurrus is decent here. Lurrus lets me go Stonecoil for 2. And then that can block the Brazen Borrower. So with Stonecoil, when you cast it with Lurrus, it could only be max 2. So this blocks this. So it puts it on 2 here. I make another Pridemate token.
My pride grows stronger.
They need one more card to get back the Uro. Okay, so they can escape an Uro by exiling the other Uro. But Stonecoil can still attack through here. They have this on 2, so that can get rid of a Pridemate if I cast it. Another land's not that great.
Friendship feeds the soul.
I think we just hold back here. Because I can exile their board next turn. These Uros have just gotten them right back in there. We had them down to like 7 life. Because at that point, they just have Brazen Borrower if we exile their side of the board. I'm really surprised I haven't brought this Brazen Borrower down earlier. Explosion for 2. That's fine.
Can come back.
Every explosion that's not being pointed at us is pretty much free value. Well, I would personally love if you would stop. So the tricky thing here is if they have a shark, then we're in a bit of trouble, but then we don't gain the lifelink here. I think this match has fallen to us being in a bit of trouble anyways. Because they're probably just going to put this up to 3 anyways. Yeah, they have a shark. Kind of just falling behind there. I think we might want these Necropanthers in just to be able to get back Lurrus. I think I want the Noxious Grasps as well. 25 cards. Really like an icon. Probably just flash that in. Pretty dead zoes this one. We are at 41. Is quite the the life. They've already used 2 explosions. Lands, just lands. So what are the odds here? Attack like that. They're going to hit us for 6 a turn, gaining 3. Plus they have 2 scry activations potentially per turn. Just not hitting icon. They can bring back Uro if they want. I might trade with a Brazen Borrower here. Probably take 1 hit from them. Because if I could get a Mutate onto this, I could potentially get it big enough to just stonewall the Uro. Oh, they got Wilt. Okay. Now we're dead. Weird that they brought in Wilt against us. Do I want the Noxious Grasps? They just don't want to play against us. Cat tribal too much. Alright, we'll play 1 best of 1 just to see how it goes. And then we'll wrap this one up. I do like the Stonecoils. They felt a lot better having Stonecoils in here with the cats. So I definitely make that change. This hand is reasonable. Mutating onto this with all like our cats plays pretty well. Bonbin 82. And then we're getting like some sweet cat additions afterwards. Deals 1 damage to whenever you cast a non-creature spell and tap. Well, do you want to trade? So let's do this for 2. Yeah, really the card that we're going to bring in, oh, sorry about that, is Feline Sovereign. We're going to add that in as part of like an Abzan version once M21 comes out. And then there's a couple more like white cats that come into play. Is this like a burn deck? This is actually interesting line here. I think we... attack in first with both. So we know they have this. So I think we just go Charm Stray this turn. I want to get value off these. It's not the most mana efficient, but they're kind of priced into the Skewer the Critics. And my guess is the Skewer the Critics is going to come on Stonecoil. Pridemate's pretty solid. Because now even if this dies, I can get back the Necropanther. It's like a mono red just ping deck. So gaining life usually helps race in these matchups. Spitfire. That is going to be a little dangerous. So I think what we do here is we send in everything, have one of them die, and then Necropanther back whatever dies. And then I can follow it up with Lurrus and then get back another one of the 1-drops. Or even just cast this Stonecoil. Opponent is playing an interesting game for sure. Since that's the case... honestly, just cast this as a 3/3. Just go wide on them. I can just Ajani and start gaining 4 life a turn against the mono red deck. Can also just Lurrus in each turn cast this. Can they jank us out from here with like burn spells? They have one more burn spell? If they do, they kill us. You know what? They earned it. We couldn't play around that exact sequence. So props to the opponent there. Mono red Spitfire Pinger. So this is the shell. I think like dropping Snapdax is probably fine. You can go up another Cubwarden, play that Lord afterwards, and then you kind of have your shell there. So it's definitely something something kind of fun, different, outside the norm. Cat Tribal hasn't been a thing since Ixalan, when you had a lot of the lords in that case. But give it a shot. Let me know what you think. I think card advantage was the biggest thing, so maybe even just going up another icon can be reasonable, because then you have Kaheera as a lord, the 3 mana card. So you have basically, you can play like upwards of 10 lords in the deck, which will help the theme a lot. Cutting this. Ajani was fine. Honestly, I don't even think Pridemate's that necessary once you start getting all the lords into play. But kind of a shell there. Anyways, I'm going to wrap this one up. I'll be back later today with some more decks. As always, thanks for stopping in and tuning in. And if you do have any suggestions for M21 decks, do let me know on my YouTube comments. Thanks for watching and have a great one.